Hello there everybody, it's Gecko Curran again. Doing something a little bit different today. I usually do gaming videos. I am in Minecraft right now, as you can see, but this is something different. I am doing a mod spotlight for the first time ever, so please forgive me if this is a terrible thing that Direwolf20 would be ashamed of, but I am not Direwolf20, I am Gecko Curran, and if anyone knows me, I am an amateur at most things. So let's just get started. Now, we're doing a mod today which is close to my heart because it's a mod that is based on a mod that I totally fell in love with way back in Tekkit. If you can't guess what I'm talking about now, well, you'll be able to guess from the title below. We are doing Blue Power. Blue Power is, if anyone's heard of Red Power, you should know what Blue Power is instantly, but I'll explain. Red Power was a mod created by Elaram and first came to prominence in the mod pack Tekkit by the Technic team. And Tekkit Classic, as it is now referred to, 1.2.5 Minecraft, was and I think still is the most played mod pack of all time. Most of you have played Tekkit, you know, the whole equivalent exchange thing, and most of you will probably have then used Red Power, but if you haven't, Red Power is basically the daddy, was the daddy, I should say, of all mods, in my opinion. It was intuitive, it was well done, it was just used by everybody, really, when they got to a certain stage in playing the game. You got to a point where you had to use Red Power because it was just so amazing. I mean, you obviously got things like Buildcraft pipes, and from 1.25 onwards you had different things like Ender IO and all that shebang, conduits. But the best blocks handling system, in my opinion, in fact the opinions of most people, was definitely Red Power by a long, long way. And unfortunately, Red Power had an issue. The developer of Red Power, Elaram, disappeared. Long period of time, well over a year. I think almost 2 years, actually. No one knew what happened to her. She just stopped talking to anybody. She came back briefly and then went away almost instantly on her Twitter. But she had real life stuff to deal with. No one blames her for that. Mod authors don't get very much for what they do, financially wise, so she obviously had to deal with a lot of real life bullshit. I mean, she is back now, but the way Elaram works is she wants everything to be perfect. She's not like the mod authors who push mods out and then bugs are found and then fixed with the next build. No, I have, most of the time, Red Power is a very bug-free mod. So while we wait for 1.7.10, some bright spark called Quetzy decided to make a mod called Blue Power, which is Red Power, but blue, basically. It's all in the title. So let me introduce you to Blue Power. Basically, just to start off, actually, I'm running Minetech 2.5, the 1.7.10 build on Minetech, the last build I ever actually worked on as developer. Which actually led me to doing this video, but I'll explain that later. So this is of a lot of things, but Blue Power is here on the 4th page. If you're gonna, hopefully this will make it into Minetech. I know the current head admin of Minetech will probably want this in. So you got all the things that you're familiar with from Red Power. If you're not familiar with them, and I refer to Red Power a lot, I'm sorry, but it's the best way to explain this. So you start off with your basic alloy furnace. This, I'm not entirely sure if this needs power. I think it does it need power? Huh. I don't think it. Let's just, okay, let me just give this a try. Yeah, I think it needs power. Or I'll just see if I can find some fuel. It might not need power because there was one which did need power, but I'm not entirely. I don't think it does because this, from what I've seen, Blue Power does not yet have its own power system. Okay. Hold on a minute. So, alloy furnace is your basic starting block. You need to get something called Teslatite, which is a really cool name, by the way. I'm guessing it's going to be an ore. You need 4 of them. I'll just put 5 in there. And you also need silver. Now, there is a lot of silver in this mod pack. Shit, if I can spell silver, of course. But what I'm looking for is Blue Power silver. Okay, and then one of these. Yeah, that doesn't need fuel. I was wrong. So then you smelt this together, and you should come out with what is known, if this thing doesn't run out of fuel first, as a blue alloy ingot. And you obviously need 4 of those and 1 of those to make a blue alloy ingot. And then we just whack down a crafting bench, because I forgot to add one because I'm a noob. Once you've got 4 of these, or sorry, 3 of these, I'll just bit of a Blue Peter moment right now. It is blue alloy ingot. Shh, no one saw this. You can make wire. 12 bluestone wire. Now wire is going to be the basis of this mod, as I will show you later. And from there on, it should be pretty easy to get everything you need. It's like I said, it's very similar to Red Power in the it uses silicon. Although zinc is a new thing I didn't see in Red Power, and canvas bags. I don't think were in Red Power, but correct me if I'm wrong. So you create them using these various components, the machines. These are the machines you have, so you should be familiar with them. Transposers, ejectors, relays, filters, retrievers, regulators, sorting machines, block breakers, blah 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 blah, deployers, circuits. Product table is really cool because, I mean, hopefully some of you would have heard, but it basically allows you to craft things and has an inbuilt inventory. So as soon as for the crafting bench, you put things in like to craft them. So let's do this. But if you walk away, it just drops on the floor, whereas with the project bench, I can make something and keep making it as long as I've got the resources, and if I walk away, nothing drops on the floor, it's there for later. So that's really nifty for this. It's getting dark, so if I just make it a bit light. So that's really useful. Project Bench was actually something added, and I think some mods are adding that now, but hey. So then we move on to the thing that makes Red Power and now Blue Power amazing. The tubes. They are the cornerstone of the system. Tubes. Basically, tubes are they transport things, which is fairly obvious from the name. Let's be fair. They transport things which have been put into them by ejectors. By transposers, filters, sorting machines. Anything that gets pulled out of a chest or out of an inventory anywhere can go into a tube. It depends. I'm not entirely sure what the mod-to-mod integration of this is like, but I'll try that in a second with Mechanism, if that doesn't crash the server horribly. So let's get some chests out. We're gonna try and send something from this chest to this chest. This should be extremely simple to do. Let's get some tubing down here, pneumatic tubes, and it is pronounced pneumatic. You don't pronounce the P. So P is silent. If I get very angry when people say Panamic, no, that's not how it's pronounced at all. Okay, so then we pick up something that put a machine from here that will put something into there. Now I'm going to start off simple with the transposer. The transposer has no inventory of its own. It just wow, that's going to really piss me off. For some reason my mouse has a habit of double clicking recently, so it hasn't got an inventory of its own. It's just basically its job is to take anything out of this chest. So I've just put some dirt in there. Anything out of this chest, one at a time, stick it in there. Now this can be useful for many things. For instance, if you're trying to remove items one at a time out of a furnace when they're being after they're smelted. But for large scale things, that wouldn't be very useful because you're moving things one at a time. But we'll do more on that later. So for now, I can move one block at a time from this chest into this chest. You just have to give it a signal. Now a signal is bluestone signal or red. Basically, it's redstone signal. I'm pretty sure it will work either way. This is Project Red, the mod. Please don't crash horribly. Timer. Oh, I've forgotten what the timers are. Oh, here it is. I'll put some bluestone wire down. With this one, works perfectly. Ticks around 2 seconds. Bam. This goes into this chest in now. Okay. And now you can obviously set the interval of this to make it longer. So every 12 seconds that will now tick. So that will move something out of this chest every 12 seconds. But for now, 2 seconds is fine. Let me just give it a try with the Project Red one. Project Red works fine. It's blue and red, bluestone and redstone seem to be perfectly compatible with each other, which is excellent. So there we go. This is now going to move into there. I'll just keep this running with the blue one for now because we're not actually doing a Project Red spotlight. We're doing a blue power spotlight. Okay, so this is now going into here. That's great. We're moving things from here to here one at a time. Now, what if we wanted to move things en masse? Now there is something for that. It is called a filter. Now a filter, as the name suggests, filters things as well as moving things in more than the amount of stacks you have. So if I just put a thing here and a filter there, For some reason my mouse double clicks a lot. This team also needs a signal, but right now we need to set it up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in this chest over here some stone. There. And this should now draw all the dirt out of here and then follow by the stone. But let me just do it this way around so we get some stone in the mix as well. It draws, obviously, if you're not aware, it draws from the top left-hand corner. And then down and down and down and down. So now it's going to put some stone in here as well. But with this filter, what I want to do is take all the dirt that's in here and stick it in here, but leave the stone in there. So what we do with the filter is we put in one dirt. So one dirt. Leaving the stone in there. And we hook this up to a timer, as we did with the transposer. And this will now take the dirt out. But even if I do this, it will leave the stone in there. It will ignore the rule where it draws from the top left-hand corner because it's only been told to take the dirt out and put it in here. Now there's a nifty little function with this. It's called fuzziness. Now fuzziness is basically sensitivity. If you hold sneak, it gives you the lowdown on it. But normal fuzziness basically considers an item is equal. So this dirt is equal to this dirt. All the dirt in here is equal because it has the same ID 3 and the same meta ID. Now, if you're not sure what meta ID is, it's basically if you have something like a diamond sword, for instance. Let me just get a diamond sword out and hit something with it. I need something to hit, but I've turned all the monsters off. Okay, probably not the best example there. I need something with metadata to explain my point. Give me some metadata. Oh, here we go. Right, spawn. Wasp. Now for this one, this wasp spawn egg doesn't actually have, the metadata doesn't represent damage. What it represents is eggs are all the same ID. Metadata dictates what it is. So fuzziness considers an item is equal if it has exactly the same metadata. Now this would mean that an enchanted sword and a non-enchanted sword would be considered the same with this fuzziness option. However, if I set it to fuzzy, it will be, this is useful because it sorts by ores. So, for instance, if you have 2 silver ores, one from Industrial Craft 2, one from... Sorry, no, silver isn't in Industrial Craft 2, is it? No. Sorry, tin from Industrial Craft 2 and tin from, I don't know, Mechanism or whatever. It would consider that both of those are the same because they have the same entry in the ore dictionary, tin. So, which is really useful for an ore processing system because then it means that you can have ores going to and from blah 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 blah. It could be useful because all the ores that a quarry might mine could go into here and then be sorted into the same chest. So all the tin goes into this chest regardless of what mod it's from. And because it has the same entry in the ore dictionary, it is going to be used the same, it should be treated exactly the same. Now the last option is exact. Now exact considers items to be the same if they have the exact NBT. Now an NBT is a tag basically that tells Minecraft what is this. So going back to our sword example, the enchanted sword now would not be considered the same as a non-enchanted sword. So you'll end up with, if you set it to fuzzy and then told it to sort enchanted swords, it would take all enchanted swords out, but leave all swords behind. Where if it was at normal mode, it wouldn't. It would just take all the swords out because it thinks they're the same. So that's really useful for both sorting systems, and I assume it's going to be in the sorting machine as well, and ore processing systems. Those options there. Now the other one here is paint. Now I'm not entirely sure. I tested this earlier and I couldn't seem to get it to work. I'm not entirely sure if it's a bug with the mod or if it's just me being silly. But the idea with paint is when an item comes sorted through here, it's given a colour. Now, if I get my old paintbrush out, now paintbrushes will be located in the creative menu at least, in items I believe. Yes, okay. Right, I'm going to get the paintbrush out and I'll make it a lime green paintbrush. Obviously the way you do this in survival mode is you get a paint can, make a paint can, fill it with paint, get an empty paintbrush and craft them together and you end up with a paintbrush with the colour that you've got the paint of. So let's paint this as lime. Now for some reason this goes up and down, no, up, down. I need to do, what am I wrong here? Up is considered, this is a new thing, this wasn't in our Red Power. It does actual up, down, west, north, south, whatever, for things. So now if I set this to go lime, okay, I'm going to put some more dirt in here to sort this out. Hopefully, Okay, no, I've done it horribly wrong, and hopefully the mod author will correct me. But what's supposed to happen, or maybe it does the opposite, is the green is only supposed to go down green tubes. And I've probably done this horribly wrong, which is why this is not working. But you can see the item there is painted green. So this, if I can figure out how this works, I might write something up about it. Okay, so that is basic sorting. Now, what if you wanted to send items from your quarry? Say the quarry was all the way over there, where those rubber trees are, to here. Obviously, a normal pipe. There's nothing going down here at the moment. But we just stick some of that in. Takes a long time to send an item. So what you really want to do is have something going fast. Speed is the key. So what we're going to do now is set up something called a mag tube. A mag tube is basically a really, really fast tube. What we need to do is we put an accelerator at one end of the tube, a mag tube in the middle, accelerator at the other end of the tube where it stops, and a chest there. I put this tube over here purely so you can see this happening as the speed changes. So let's get a transposer out. We don't really need a filter. Transposer out, link it up to our power, and what will happen, items will come out of here, in the tube, straight down there. Warp speed, straight down there, really fast. And then they end up in this chest over here. And that's a really, obviously this can be, as long as you want, there is no limit. Obviously you might have to have a timer at the other end because there is an inherent limit in how far these can send items, and both ends of the mag tube would have to be chunk loaded. But if I was sending something from here to there, which is clearly chunk loaded, it would go straight there, really, really fast, and arrive almost instantly. And that's a really good way to cut down on speed of sending items. So that is really useful. Now, I've covered the basics here, so filters, transposers, mag tubes. Now, what else we've got in here? We've got things like regulators, item detectors, managers, and I'm not entirely sure how managers and sortrons work. I never actually used them in Red Power, and I'm probably there's no point me trying in Blue Power. Sorting machines. These I have to get working, or look like a scrub, basically. A sorting machine takes items going into it and sorts them. Obviously by the title. Now, if I can get this damn thing to work properly, what I will try and do is try and get dirt sorted into one chest and stone sorted into the chest. So this one over here needs to take more. So this should now just pick up dirt and stone and whatever. Okay. So here we have a sorting machine. Now, a sorting machine requires power. Now, I'm not entirely sure what kind of power there is inherent in Red Power. You had Bluetricity, which is created by solar panels or geothermal stack things. I can't remember the name. It was so long ago now. I'm not entirely sure what power this thing's gonna want. So what I'm just gonna try and feed it mechanism power and see if that works. Hopefully, it will work. If it doesn't, I'm gonna once again look like a scrub. But here goes. It just wants power basically. So let me just get this out and see if this works. That's got a lot of power in it. No. Okay, it doesn't like that at all. I have to figure out how these work. I wonder if it will... There's an easy way to test this. If it will accept industrial craft power, because Red Power and industrial craft were very compatible back in the day. Wire. I don't know where wire is. Here it is. Just test this out. No, it doesn't work either. So I'm going to have to figure out a way of getting this to work, but this definitely does require power. And I can't see any power in here. I can't even see any batteries in here. Maybe it hasn't been added yet. I don't know, but I'll refer that to the mod author, because he knows he's making it. He knows more than I. So moving on swiftly, since I can't get this to work. If I figure out how to work it, I might do another video. So we have here logic. Now logic was a core part of Red Power. Now I've already explained some of the logic parts with the ticking, etc., etc., etc. The timer, but there's more logic. Basically, if you've played vanilla Minecraft and wanted to make something snazzy with redstone, you know that it takes a massive area to make a logic gate because of all redstone needs to be at least one block apart, otherwise it will connect. But you've got basically all the gates you ever wanted here in the mod pack as already in there. So, and a bunch of other things like multiplexers, counters, latches, toggle latches, state cells, blah 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 blah. They're fairly useful to use. They're fairly easy to use, and you should grasp the concepts really easily. But let me just demonstrate an exclusive OR gate. So here we have an exclusive OR gate. The point of the exclusive OR gate is it will only emit a signal. It's the exclusive OR, so one or the other. But an exclusive OR gate will only emit a signal if the following conditions are met. So it will now emit a signal because one is on. However, if I put both on, it will no longer emit a signal. So it will only emit a signal if one is on or the other. If they're both on, then or they're both off, then it won't emit a signal. Which is the most useful function for piston doors, where you press a button on one side or hit lever on one side, door opens. Go to the other side, the other door closes, and it means you can get through the door all the time, as long as you're not a scrub and screw it up. So that is really, really useful. Other than that, there isn't much to explain in Blue Power. Most of the concepts are pretty easy to get. You'll understand them easily, and I hope I've done a good job of explaining the basics here. I don't have time to cover more. I wish I did, because I'm already falling in love with this mod again, like I was with Red Power. And yeah, that's it. That basically concludes the basics of Blue Power and my mod spotlight for Blue Power. Now, if my voices sound a little bit different today, I've got a bit of a cold. So, yeah, if I sound a little bit nasal, I have got a bit of a cold. Sorry about that. So, this concludes my video on Blue Power. I hope this mod finds its way into many mod packs, because it's like Red Power and amazing, but it's blue, and I like blue. So, I'll see you later, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!